this is Manindrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Naka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. This is FBC News. Tonight, MP Moses Mbulitavu labels people as parasites while supporting moves to reduce disaster relief funding. Media blackout on police investigations into the murder of a Russian couple. A new bridge in Lambasa to make life easier for thousands. Opposition MP Moses Mbulitavu has attacked Fijians affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston as parasites for accessing the Prime Minister's Disaster Relief Fund to rebuild their lives. Mbulitavu made the comment while supporting a motion to reduce the assistance fund by $2 million. Ali Kimbia reports.
Sudelpa parliamentarian Moses Mbulitavu says Fijians should follow the right procedures to ask for financial assistance rather than asking the Prime Minister directly.
And they should not come by this way, Madam Speaker. They become parasites. And it's a bad culture, Madam Speaker, to encourage people to come this way. Because you make them work harder,
Mbulitavu alleges the Prime Minister is playing a political gimmick by directly approving assistance when approached by ordinary Fijians. Agriculture Minister Inyasiri Ratu, in response, said Fijians should not be called parasites, especially when they are seeking assistance.
The biggest beneficiaries of this are the Itokis. We can't deny that. And I'm surprised that the Honorable Mbulitavu mentioned that rural people are parasites, because when I was Commissioner Northern, most of the allocation goes to the people of Matuat.
Mbulitavu claims that some Fijians out there are looking at the Prime Minister's Assistance Fund as a means of vote buying. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Police will make no further comments regarding the murder of Russian nationals Yuri Shipulin and Natalia Gerasimova until the investigation is completed. This is due to the sensitive nature of the alleged crime, where decomposed body parts of the couple were discovered at the Natandola beach in Singatoka last week. Akusita Tale reports.
A team of police and military officers, Navy divers and the K9 unit continue their search for missing body remains at the Natandola beach. The public has been reassured that all efforts are being put in to find whoever is responsible for this terrible act.
We cannot draw conclusions. It will be premature to draw conclusions now. We've had horrific murders over the years, and this is one of them. So we're at the early stages of investigation. It's premature to make any releases now. Part of investigations, we will go after all the suspects that we have and eliminate them accordingly.
Brigadier General Ngili Ho has also warned the public to refrain from speculating or spreading unsubstantiated rumors about the case, as it only creates fear.
We can't link it to gang involvement or other types. I know there's a lot of speculation out there. We appeal to members of the public. If they have information, bring it to us. It might be the missing piece of jigsaw puzzle in the whole picture. So if there's anything, do bring us that information rather than speculating.
The Commissioner is reassuring tourists coming to our shores that Fiji remains a peace-loving country.
This is nothing compared to what happens around other countries or other tourist destinations. You just have to look at the stats of our neighbors. And it's incumbent on the media on how it portrays these images or how it portrays these stories across the country. We report of rapes, we report of murders. So these things do happen. But we are not that bad. We are not barricading ourselves. We're a peace-loving country, and that is the way things are. But these things do happen.
Opposition leader Rote Mumukapa is also calling on the public to assist police with information in regards to the case. The police won't make any further comments in due course to protect the integrity of the investigation. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
About 2,500 people are expected to benefit from the new Dongeloa Bridge in Lambasa, which is currently under construction. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports the $4.39 million structure is being built after years of requests from the community.
The new Dongeloa Bridge is expected to bring great relief to the farming community in Dongeloa. Advisory Councillor Muhammad Yunus says it's been a long time coming.
The old bridge was there, and due to that bridge, it was it was a bit of unsafe, and also incident happened about 10 years ago, that a vehicle just accidentally fall from the bridge due to no barriers were there on the side of the bridge. So it was just a bridge for the Fiji Sugar Corporation. They were using for the rail tracks to go across to the other side of the road.
6 years ago, the request for a new bridge was initially made to government as the existing one was deemed unsafe due to its deteriorating condition. The existing bridge structure has been demolished to make way for this new one.
It's very good, very nice. Thanks to this government to build the bridge here. So the people of this side, no, it's very good to use this bridge here, because the old one, it's very bad.
Once completed, transportation problems would be a thing of the past for the few communities that live beyond this bridge.
2,500 general public, the community that using this bridge, they're crossing this bridge across to one of our primary schools around here, the Dongeloa Sangam Primary School, and also to the nesting station, Dongeloa nesting station. They have to cross this bridge.
Since the construction of this new bridge in April, residents have been using an alternative route. Now they'll be able to use this new bridge once it's completed in December if everything goes according to plan. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
A sigh of relief for more than 300 Fijians with disabilities around the country, as soon they will be given mobility aids and appliances. This is part of Tropical Cyclone Winston disaster relief assistance to support people with disabilities affected by the monster storm. Savaira Tambo with the story.
These new support devices, worth over $1 million, will put a smile on the face of many who suffered devastation by Cyclone Winston over 5 months ago.
I'm touched. I'm a very emotional person. I was a little bit in tears looking at the generous donation by UK Fijianaire, because this is going to meet the needs of those affected by Winston.
Give them a great joy for them to access in moving around and do what they're supposed to do.
The mobility aid and appliances were handed over to the Spinal Injury Association in Suva today by British organisation PhysioNet UK. Deputy British High Commissioner Dave Jones says this is the 9th consignment for Fiji and includes more supplies than what was donated in the past.
In my previous posting, I was fortunate enough to work with some inspirational men and women who use disability sport to advance disability rights and to raise awareness not of what they can't do, but what they can do when supported and enabled.
The consignment also includes items such as toys and books for children that will help the Spinal Injuries Association in their outreach and inclusivity agenda by encouraging children to participate in their activities. Sabera Tambuang, FBC News.
A 25-year-old man of Tavata McCoy is dead after he was hit by a vehicle last night. The incident occurred at around 8 p.m. in Langere, Nasinu. The man was hit by a bus that was on its way to Nausori. He was rushed to the CWM hospital in Suva but was pronounced dead at around midnight. The 40-year-old bus driver has been questioned. Coming up on FBC News, Muslims around the country mark end of Ramadan with celebrations. And Thamavoy Y Bridge reopens to legal load limits. Stay with us.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM Rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Mulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Rakiraki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr are two important occasions in the Muslim calendar that begin and end with the appearance of the new moon. Ramadan is the 9th and most blessed month of the year. Today, millions of Muslims worldwide celebrated Eid, the end of Ramadan, and 30 days of fasting. As Ellen Stolz reports, here in Fiji, it was no different.
For 60-year-old Ishmael of the Jadzid in Milverton Road in Suva, Islam has become a religion close to his heart. He says he's fortunate to be practicing Islam in a country like Fiji, free from prosecution, and a country that has a freedom of religion.
I was brought up with a Catholic and Methodist background, and then I began to practice Islam in 1926. It's been 20 years now.
His brother in Islam, Muhammad Zulfikar Nabi, says all Muslims should observe the 5 pillars of Islam during this holy month.
You see, there are 5 pillars of Islam. First is the kalma, the shahadat, and fasting, the namaz, and there are 2 more. You have to give zakat and you have to give money to the poor. These are the 5 things. But if you can't fast, if you are old or for some reason, then you have to feed 1 person for a day.
To mark Eid, there will be feasting and sharing of sweets amongst Muslims and Fijians of all faiths. For those who are able to do so, they are also encouraged to go on a pilgrimage to Makkah in Saudi Arabia, a prestigious holy site, at least once in their lifetime. Ramadan is full of sacrifices and joy. The hunger that one feels during the fast helps them to understand the hunger that is felt by those less fortunate than them and helps to open their hearts to be able to give more generously. It's also a time for spiritual development and to be able to share their faith with others. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
10-year-old Antonia Bhagwan is one of the youngest in the country to shave her head as part of the Walk On, Walk Strong, Shave or Save campaign. The campaign started a few years ago in an effort to assist children with cancer and was launched at Damoda City in Suva today. Pranita Prakash with the story.
30 to 35 children are diagnosed with cancer in Fiji every year. The funds collected through this campaign will enable WOW's Kids Fiji to provide support to cancer-stricken families through the provision of medicine, food, communication vouchers, transportation, and even support for funerals. Tears were flowing as student Antonia Bhagwan of Holy Trinity Anglican School shaved her hair in memory of her grandmother, who recently passed away due to cancer, and for her aunt, who is a cancer survivor.
My dad challenged me to go further this year, and so I decided to do the shave because it's to show that even little kids like me can make a difference.
Antonia also managed to raise funds last year. Silver businessman Dev Damodar also joined the cause. He will lead the campaign with WOW's Kids Fiji to raise awareness and support for the challenges faced by kids with cancer.
Simply because the actual issue here is monetary, and our lives are dependent on that. And we are very fortunate. God has blessed us, and we have taken responsibility looking after our kids, and I'm very strong mover in that.
Some parents present at the launch today said WOW's Kids Fiji has assisted them a lot.
My husband is the only one working in our family, and WOW is very supportive.
We support the WOW Kids. Thank you.
WOW's Kids Fiji says they are inspired by the leadership shown by 10-year-old Antonia and Dev Damodar for stepping up to assist kids living with cancer. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has clarified that there are 4,484 students still studying in tents following Cyclone Winston. The minister made this clarification during his budget address in Parliament yesterday, saying this is only 2.1% of the over 211,000 students in our schools. He says opposition member Salote Randrondro circulated incorrect information in the last Parliament sitting, stating that more than 85,000 students were studying in tents.
This is far from truth. Let alone 85,000. Not even 8,500 students are studying in 10th, Madam Speaker. There are only 4,484 students studying in 10th, Madam Speaker. Where did they get that 85,000 figure, Madam Speaker? This is the kind of damage, Madam Speaker, members of the other side are doing in terms of circulating incorrect data, Madam Speaker.
Over $142 million has been allocated for the rehabilitation works on 495 schools affected by Cyclone Winston. The Fiji Roads Authority has reopened the Tamavoy Bridge near Delainavesi. However, the maximum weight of any vehicle must not exceed 16,000 kg. FRA Chief Executive John Hutchinson says heavy vehicle operators understand the gross vehicle weight and keep within the legal load limits. He says the LTA will continue to monitor the weight of vehicles crossing the bridge. Any vehicles exceeding the allowable weight can contact the Fiji Roads Authority for special approval. Work continues under the bridge and motorists have been urged to observe the speed limit of 30 kilometres. The Education Ministry is ready to help schools in the maritime zone with boats and engines. While handing over a boat and an outboard engine to Vadalair Primary School today, Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy said the government places significant emphasis on the education sector. Reddy says the ministry will assist all schools in every way to help students achieve more education.
And today is another example of how we are assisting the school here, Vadalair District School, by providing them with a boat and engine. I've been told that there have been major problems in students getting to school. I want to assure all the schools in the interior and the maritime zone that if they need boat and engine, we will provide.
More than $200,000 was allocated in the national budget to provide boats and engines to 9 selected schools. Sports now, and we join Jamie with all the very latest.
Nakajaki and good evening. Coming up, Fijian coaches in demand overseas. And all systems go for Melanesian Games tomorrow. These stories and more coming up.
आपको खरगंगा के रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है, हम रहता है मलोलो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाचोका के हैं, हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ, तब वहाँ में कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
More Fijian rugby coaches are expected to be employed in foreign countries in the future. The success of our Vodafone Fiji 7 side in the World Series and the introduction of Sevens rugby in the Olympics is seeing an increased demand from abroad for Fijian coaches. Rohit Deo with the story.
Final. I've got a great... The Fiji Sevens team winning back-to-back World Series has not only increased player demands, but for officials as well.
Their talisman, their inspiration.
There are increasing queries for Fijian rugby coaches in Asia, given the success of our Vodafone national sevens team. China, for example, Madam Speaker, plans to have 1 million rugby players by the year 2020, and they are already looking for rugby coaches.
It down.
Atuko Mambola also thanked his government for allocating $500,000 towards medical winners at the Rio Olympics.
And I'd like to congratulate the Minister for Economy for the allocation of $30,000 for potential medal winners at the Rio Olympics. It is not surprising that our Vodafone national sevens team are potential gold medal winners, with all due respect to other sports.
The Foreign Affairs Minister added that he remains hopeful to see a Sevens tournament on the World Series to be hosted in Fiji. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Competition at the Melanesian Games will be at its peak when the 10 competing countries converge at the ANZ Stadium tomorrow. Close to 600 athletes will be giving it their best, since the meet will be their last chance to secure a spot for the Olympic Games next month. Rohit Deo reports.
Fiji is ready to host the 2016 Melanesian Games, the first in 7 years, with top athletes from Melanesia in the country for the event.
This is one of the events that is recognized as a qualifying event for Rio. We are expecting about 20 strong athletes from Papua New Guinea, some of the elite athletes.
Fiji will have the biggest number of athletes, close to 250. This is the biggest representative the country has had for any athletics meet.
Very excited to see a big number, and I had a comment the other day from one of our fellow coaches that ANZ Stadium Tracks has never seen so many athletes training here in the morning and the afternoon, and it's so nice to see them training here in big numbers.
The games begin at the ANZ Stadium tomorrow. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji 7 side started scrimmage sessions today as it prepares for the Olympic Games next month. The extended squad has been divided into 3 teams that will compete against each other. The scrimmage sessions will go on for the next 3 days. Watching closely, of course, is Coach Ben Ryan as he decides who is going to be dropped from the squad. Ryan names his final squad next Friday. The Suva rugby side faces Namosi in what looks to be a cracker of a match in the Skipper Cup competition this weekend. Namosi leads the standings with 31 points, while Suva is in third spot with 28 after 8 rounds. The match kicks off at 3 p.m. Saturday at ANZ Stadium in Suva. In other matches beginning at the same time, Narunga battles Lautoka at Lawanga Park, Nandi takes on Madhuwata at Prince Charles Park, Northland plays Tavo at Gatwood Park, while Vatukola faces Naita Siri at Theodore Park. In the lone match on Friday, Malolo plays Tailevu at 3 p.m. in Lawanga Park. It seems everyone in Wales has this football fever ahead of tomorrow's Euro 2016 semi-final against Portugal. Reaching the Final Four at their first major tournament in 58 years is a journey that few thought possible. The match kicks off at 7 a.m. tomorrow. In the second semi-final, Germany plays France on Friday. That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
ANZ has reaffirmed its commitment to financial inclusion in Fiji through the free delivery of its financial literacy program, Money-Minded and Money-Minded Business Basics for SMEs to communities and partner organizations across the country. Money-Minded is a suite of adult financial education programs that aims to improve financial skills. ANZ Acting Chief Executive Sword Minam says building financial literacy remains the bank's priority in Fiji. ANZ is the goal sponsor of the 2016 Alliance for Financial Inclusion's Global Policy Forum to be held in Nadi in September. It was a gorgeous sunny day with few clouds in a clear blue sky. Looking at the temperatures, they were about the same everywhere. Bar recorded the warmest at 33 degrees, whereas Lambasa and Lautoka were at 32, and the rest of the centres were cool in the higher 20s. Tomorrow should be much like today, sunny, some clouds, and just a slim chance of showers in eastern areas. Expect a cool night. And looking ahead to Friday and the weekend, the sunny periods are expected to continue. At sea, easterly winds gusting up to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. And recapping the main stories for tonight, MP Moses Mbulitavu labels people as parasites while supporting moves to reduce disaster relief funding. Media blackout on police investigations into the murder of a Russian couple. A new bridge in Lambasa to make life easier for thousands. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to this week's poll question, we are asking, should Fiji host a Super Rugby match every year? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Alango Katonesia Tugotua, Omonia Saurara. Although we will take you on a TV and a market in Tawa. Although Talitana, Warrona, Bula FM, and Namandu and a share.
Pulamana Vici, Nadago Palacio Materia, one of my Nanan Bula Tabiuni, Ausatuga Nandi, and the Talita in Warro and a Bula FM.
Bola FM number 2 en seri.